Police say the resident actually wrestled the gun away from the intruder.
I would say that sinkhole is about 10 feet wide and about 6 feet deep. So it is pretty major, but we saw just a couple of minutes ago them filling it in, and the Agency of Transportation does believe that they will be able to have this fixed by noon. It has affected the morning commute, though. Let's take a look. It is down to one lane on 89 South. Police say James Scarola looked up what the strongest sleeping aids were and then drugged his 2 children before the alleged attack.
To get the full experience, you'll have to come see it for yourself.
I'm standing on what's left of the family's garage. It's still underwater. This is the perfect snow for making snow angels.
To give you an idea of how far 35 feet is, I brought a tape measure. And let me show you, that's still at 362 a gallon. After talking with a handful of people, that seems to be one of the biggest complaints. So to give you an idea, we're going to turn the light off on our camera to show you just how dark it gets. There's plenty of time to still come out. As you guys mentioned, we're having fun too. There's music playing because we're going all night, and so they have to keep our energy high, and the stories of strength have just been incredible, and you guys, I understand, are just about to come out and join us, and we're excited to have you.
A report of a gunman on campus had police and parents on edge. Fortunately, no one here was injured, but I did speak with a man who says he came face to face with the gunman.
I was actually sorting out laundry in my mudroom.
Roger Chamberlain says 2 men barged into his Winooski home on Weaver Street through the garage late Thursday afternoon.
They pointed a gun at my daughter, my wife. They were going to shoot my dog, and they hit me with a crowbar.
All I thought was they shot my husband.
Chamberlain and his wife Lynn say 2 men who they've never seen before were demanding money.
They said it's drug related, which is not true.
Police Chief Steve McQueen said Friday he does suspect the raid was drug related and that the men knew each other.
Oh, I'm confident we will figure out who this was.
After the intruders left empty-handed, police say they ran in different directions. One man toward the Winooski schools.
A police dog followed the suspect sent to the school, but now police and the superintendent feel confident that the gunman was never inside, but may have been on the side of the building.
That, coupled with a 911 call from someone claiming to have spotted a man with a gun, put 45 students and 20 staff members on lockdown.
They do a sweep of every single room, every closet, every corner, just to make sure.
The chief says officers train constantly, but had never had to put it to the test until Thursday night. Fortunately, no one was injured.
So relieved, so relieved.
And just as I was leaving the home of the victims of the home invasion, a detective was walking into the house. They are not giving any descriptions of the suspects at this point now, though, because they say they'd like to work their leads first. And again, there have been no arrests made, but I am told that surveillance video from inside this school will be released on Monday. We're live in Winooski. Jenny Day, ABC 22 News. Hey Matt, police attempted to take 50 people into custody. 35 were arrested, so as for the remaining 15, there are warrants out for their arrest. It was a major sweep that took many dealers off these streets.
Many months.
Many months of undercover sales and investigations ended in a sweep Tuesday afternoon. Police say 35 suspected drug dealers are off the St. Albans streets. I teamed up with Sergeant Corey Lozier and an officer from Homeland Security to bring in 23-year-old Emily Robtoy.
76 to the barracks with number 3395.
But police say Robtoy is just one of many selling drugs in Franklin County, heroin being the drug of choice.
This underscores the problem of opiate addiction in Vermont and our efforts to combat it.
Selling even one prescription pill is a felony, which with the potential of a 5-year jail sentence.
After explaining why she was under arrest, Robtoy was booked and photographed.
Mom was shocked. Dad didn't seem to be too shocked.
Our ride-along went off without any problems, but just in case any of the suspects got violent or tried to run, a helicopter hovered nearby. Police say investigations like these help get drugs off the streets and dealers behind bars.
It will have an immediate impact on the St. Albans area.
And all 35 suspected dealers were arraigned in court today, and many of them were released on conditions right back into this community until their next court date. And police say that this was the third drug sweep of this magnitude so far this year in Vermont. The other two, Bennington and in Springfield. And police say that we are going to see many more like this. We are live tonight in St. Albans. Jenny Day, ABC 22 News.
It's hard to imagine sleeping outside on a night like tonight, but new criteria is making it tougher for homeless men and women to get help.
The faces and the stories are different, but their experiences have a common theme.
And all we're trying to do is survive.
Clean now, but a drug addiction forced Troy Capon to the streets.
It's like they're trying to push us out or just waiting for us to die so they can get rid of us.
Bill Schramm,
I'm living in a tent,
and Sean Giro are both veterans.
I watched my brother get killed right in front of me.
All of these men call the outdoors home.
Get up and job hunt every day and nobody calls you back.
And now assistance comes in the form of points.
If we don't have enough money to serve everybody, shouldn't we serve those who are the most needy?
4,000 Vermonters stayed in shelters last year. If those are full, homeless with more than 4 points are eligible for a hotel room. A person earns points based on their need. For example, a child under 18 gets 1 point. Recently discharged from the hospital or corrections, also 1 point. A hotel room is only automatic for families who lost their home to a catastrophe like a fire. And for anyone over 65, a woman in her 3rd trimester, the disabled, and families with a child under 6.
Right now, with 3 months' worth of data, we're saying no approximately 50% of the time.
For those without enough points, there is a cold weather exception. If it's below 20 or below freezing with precipitation, anyone struggling financially can get a roof over their head. But 1 degree higher means Troy Capon and his wife sleep outside.
Am I going to wake up one of these days and she's going to be gone?
To get people on their feet permanently, the commissioner of the Department for Children and Families says the state is investing $3 million a year on community housing grants.
And that grant money will be used to help people in need get into long-term housing, because right now it's dry and 28 degrees in Colchester, so that means that all of those men will be sleeping outside tonight. And if you ever want to help, COTS and Safe Harbor are 2 great organizations that help get supplies to those in need.